Fancy seeing you here on this channel, ready to watch me transform myself into Voldemort while ranting about Harry Potter. Oh my god, word! We love remembering them. Let's crack on with the show, shall we? Christ. Where did I put the headband? Found it. Okay, it's forehead reveal time, ladies. So this is the finished look. This is who Voldemort wishes he was. Every now and then I fall apart. Every now and then I evaluate my life choices and decide that they're all a little bit wrong. Interesting. This is a bit more complex than I initially considered. Did I really think this through? No. Was there any planning involved? No. If your animagus is an octopus, do you grow 2 more hearts? Because octopuses have 3. And then when you turn back from an octopus into a human, do you also lose those hearts? Where do those hearts go? Where do they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? What we all want to know. Like, I just want to talk. Are you okay? Is it painful to grow 2 more hearts and then lose them again whenever you transition between the 2? Is it painful just transitioning as an animagus full stop? I can probably find out the answer to that one. Am I wasting tape? Am I a creative thinker? Am I one of the voices, the creative voices of our time? Or am I just a 19-year-old putting tape on her face? I don't want to flex on anyone or anything, but I do in fact have the best possible Patronus you can physically conceive of, and that, my friends, is an aardvark. I am spiritually in tune with an aardvark, and it just brings me so much joy because it just makes so much sense. They really hit my nail upon its little head. Speaking of aardvarks, can we address the fact that Arthur the Aardvark is in fact nothing like an aardvark? He looks like a bear without a nose, with just little nostrils. Oh my god, like Voldemort. Voldemort with ears is Arthur, and I'm an aardvark. My Patronus is an aardvark. It's come full circle. I was meant to be Voldemort. Do you think Voldemort's Patronus, if he could conjure one, would be an aardvark? Food for thought. Food for thought. Obviously he can't conjure one because he's a sad bastard. But yeah, I just consider the bearification of Arthur the Aardvark to be erasure of the aardvark culture just because its long nose doesn't fit into the traditional idea of what a main character should look like. That should be like the quirky side character with a long nose, or the rat teacher. The rat teacher's taking up all the nose budget and they could only have a few long noses. What am I even saying anymore? Oh dear, we are in trouble. Shall I rant about Snape for a bit? Let's talk about the fact that Snape would have been fired. He would have been so fired when Draco's just enlarged her teeth. Bless her little heart. And she goes to Snape and he's like, oh, I can't tell a difference. Sorry. That is a child. Not that he's literally ever cared about bullying children ever. Like, it's not a surprise. Making that comment to a child. She is a child. Sorry, can't tell difference. I can't get behind the whole, oh, he was just doing it to protect everyone. He was like making the ultimate sacrifice. No, he was bullying children and taking out his grudges on people who are long dead, on their orphaned offspring and his associates, to the extent that he is literally Neville's boggart, the thing he fears most in this world, when Neville's parents were both tortured with the Cruciatus curse. But no, Snape is scarier. That tells you a lot about a person, doesn't it? Let's not get into the fact that they then made him ridiculous by putting him in women's clothing because that has not aged well. He is the ultimate incel. Can you imagine using getting friend-zoned as an excuse to then run off and join the KKK? Which is what happened. It is what happened. He became a double agent later. You can fight me. I just, it's gross. He's a little bit gross. Oh, we're looking a bit Voldy now. The sheer audacity of this man to be like, you owe me your affection because I had a crush on you when we were baby people and now we're grown-up baby people, aka teenagers. She wasn't even rejecting him at that point. She went over to try and comfort him and he called her a filthy little mudblood. You can't just dole out slurs like nobody's business just because you're in a bit of a bad mood. If you're bullied, that's horrible. It's not an excuse to then bully children for the rest of your life, you know? That's just my opinion. I will never, ever, ever get over how dirty Harry did Hagrid and Lupin. And I'm not talking about some kind of weird smutty fanfic either. I'm talking about the final scene. Albus Severus, bless his little heart, naming his child after Severus Snape, I can only put down to Stockholm Syndrome because quite frankly, that is ludicrous. Hagrid raised you. Hagrid made you into the man you are today. Lupin, need I say more? Just Lupin. Remus Rubius. It's even got alliteration. How I cannot express to you how much better of a name Remus Rubius is than Albus Severus. There's so many names ending in us. Conspiracy theories, leave them down below. And if your conspiracy theory is like the concept of Latin language, I want none of it. Don't come in here with your smart, correct answers. I want only shitposting discourse down below. Thank you very much. So breathing is becoming a challenge, but I like to be challenged when it comes to life or death situations, you know? I can't fully move my mouth. My neck just cracked. My neck, my back, my... You know the rest. While we're here, Draco's racist. What would it be called? He's not technically a white supremacist, he's a blood supremacist? Oh, sorry, Death Eater. Technically, I wouldn't say he was a Death Eater by choice. I'd say he was a blood supremacist by choice. Draco was a horrible, horrible person. He then, like, started getting in real shit, and that's when he kind of got a character arc. He was also a child. He was under the influence of some very powerful adults, including his father. Therefore, to have seen him get a redemption arc, that would have been good. I just think it's easy to forget because Tom Felton is such a cutie that Draco Malfoy is a prick. What does upset me is like that scene where he runs over to the other side in the films was cut. I think that was a really, really good opportunity to do something, you know? Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. As a 14-year-old, on principle, whenever I saw any account post about shipping Hermione, I blocked them instantly. Whether I followed them, whether they followed me or not, they were instantaneously blocked. And to be honest, I stand by that. The audacity some people have, frankly, to claim that Draco would have treated Hermione better than Ron ever did. To do our Lord and Saviour Ronald Weasley so goddamn dirty. The fact that you would claim that a man, not even a man, a boy who calls a girl a slur, a filthy, filthy slur on a regular basis, he would treat Hermione better than Ronald Bilious Weasley. Check yourself. Check yourself. So Ron's a grumpy sod. We get it. We get it. We love him anyway. He is a himbo. Although he's not actually dumb. That's another thing. Because films are films. They really like amp up certain character traits. This character's smart. This character dumb. This character like books. This character like food. I love a himbo. Do not get me wrong. But in the books, I swear, Ronald Bilious Weasley was not like dumb. He just struggled. Same. Do you think Ron had ADD? Maybe that's why I decided reading these books as a 12-year-old. I think I'm in love. If you come to me and try to convince me that Hermione is a good ship, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't think that I have to. I think it's plain as bloody day why you are horribly, horribly mistaken. Each to their own, you know. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It's just in this case, in this one case, your opinion is wrong, and I'm really sorry. POV Harry Potter TikTok fucking barged down the door into my life. I don't want to be here, but I can't stop watching. I moved on, but a piece of me will always remain. Do I need more tape? Great. Oh, I'm a Hufflepuff, by the way. I realise I've not addressed this. I'm a Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff is the best house. Hufflepuff is the most underrated house. Although in some regards, I think Ravenclaw could be argued to be the most underrated house, because where Hufflepuff was the most underrated house before, Hufflepuffs are really proud of being Hufflepuff, and then everyone started rallying around Hufflepuffs and Hufflepuffs got into the conversation a bit more, and then no one talked about Ravenclaw. There's no reason to. Is that shady? All the houses are valid. This is, oh, don't get me started on the houses. I have returned. You guys are going to appreciate this, right? Look at this. They're wands. So we've got the elder one, Voldemort. This is where it gets difficult because their wands are kind of basic, not gonna lie. I believe this is Hermione's because it's got like flower things on it. I think this one's Harry's. I think it had a lump at the end. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The translation of Voldemort's death from the book to the movie, I will never not be upset by it. The whole, like, the big chunky metaphor about how he hit the ground and just lay there with like a very human thud. He is in fact only human like the rest of them after all. His name, they thought, could incur his wrath. They thought just saying his name, like the amount of power like he was perceived to have, and he was just a man after all. And if anything, he was less than a man because he didn't have all of the pieces of his soul, which is generally quite important. The way he fucking flutters and shatters into tiny little pieces and they just like fly around screaming for a bit in the film, it just upsets me. The nuance, like the actual like meaningful, powerful moment, entirely lost. I really think that that moment is pretty much the entire point of the entire series, personally. That's the moment where it all falls into place and you realise, ah, he was human all along, you know? My skin looks horrific. Maybe I should have put foundation on. Well, it's not Voldemort pale, but I'll have the eyeshadow afterwards, so. Improvisation is fun. It's kind of sweaty under here, you know. Didn't think through the moisture of this experience. Can we address the point system? Because the fact that Ron and Harry defeated a troll, they saved Hermione's life, they saved the lives of the other students in the castle from being attacked by a troll. They got 5 points each for saving the life of another student. In fact, they didn't even get 10 points technically, because Hermione lost 5 points, therefore in total they received 5 points for saving a little girl's life. Then later they're found out of bed after hours, 50 points lost. They lose 50 points when they only gained 5 points for saving a life. Oh my god, yeah, it's 50 points each. 50 points each. They lost 50 points each for being out of bed. They gained 5 points each for saving a life. I just don't understand. Kill a troll, get 5 points, be out of bed, lose 150 points, and have the entirety of the school pissed at you. Sorry, also, it really ain't that deep who wins the House Cup. They don't get any prizes, they don't get anything, they receive nothing from it apart from bragging rights. That's something else I can rant on about for a little bit. Slytherins aren't inherently bad. Salazar Slytherin was inherently bad. That doesn't mean that every Slytherin is inherently bad, you know? You know? Just food for thought. They don't deserve to literally live in a dungeon simply for being ambitious. Ambition is not a bad quality. Quidditch. I'm a quid bitch for Quidditch. I'm not. Let's discuss the fact that literally only one player matters unless it's like a really, really unusual game, which happens once in a blue moon, like at the Quidditch World Cup. The Seeker. To get 150 points and the game finishes when the snitch is caught. To me, that just doesn't sound right. Oh, this is so incredibly disturbing. It's the skin flaps for me. Turns out turning yourself into Voldemort really takes it out of you. Remember, you're a Dark Lord. Not even a Dark Lord. Remember, you're the Dark Lord. There's only one of you, bitch. Remember what a Dark Lord you are. I'm just not going white, am I? Just going shimmery. I'm gonna sparkle and shine like I'm Cedric Diggory. I would bed Hagrid, then I would wed Hagrid, and then I would behead the frick out of Snapety Snape. Yeah, bibbidi bobbidi Voldemort. I forgot that he doesn't have eyebrows. Do I put foundation on my eyebrows? Is that a bad thing to do?
Are you recording something? What are you up to?
I think you should bow before you address Lord Voldemort.
Alright.
Personally.
I'm glad you're keeping occupied with sensible things.
Always. I'm still hung up on that octopus thing, you know? Because in order to function as an octopus, I assume you need 3 hearts. Because otherwise octopuses wouldn't have 3 hearts. Should be saying octopi really, but whatever. Bad bitch, you know me, don't care about grammar. They need 3 hearts, so therefore while you were an octopus, you would also need 3 hearts. Surely the process of growing 1 heart, never mind 2, would be painful, but the process of losing those hearts just fucking shriveling up and disappearing when you turn back into a human, excruciating. How does this work? I just want to talk. Let's try with the brush that gets the pigmenty stuff going. Oh my god, it's Voldemort's wand as well. He'll be so proud of me right now. I know, he'd probably Avada Kedavra me on the spot. And I would let him. Let's clarify this right now, I'm not a Tom Riddle bitch. I'm not into the psychopathic plans to lead a fascist regime type of guy, no matter how hot he is. I'm sorry, but that just ain't me. I can't believe, as well, like I think I must have known when I was younger and 21 seemed older that Lily and James were 21 when they died. But Lily and James were 21 when they died? What the fuck? I have all the adults in Harry Potter, like, in my head, like, they're 10 years older than they actually are. 21 isn't old. 21, it just makes it so much sadder and it makes me want to cry even more. My sister's gonna be 21. She is not ready to have a child or fight the Dark Lord. And neither am I. That's only 2 years off for me. Ew. This is what the kids call a car crash. But I stand by my mistakes like a trooper. Like a super trooper, lights are gonna find me. But I won't feel blue. Like I always do.
Because somewhere in the crowd, there's you-know-who.
Does that give you tingles?
Crinkly, flappy skin. That'll send you to sleep at night.
Every angle is hideous and I'm living for it. Eye bags for days.
I look like salad fingers. I think that's successful eye baggage from my perspective. From your perspective, maybe not, but mine's the one that counts. This is my video. Maybe I should make the nostrils glittery. Maybe this is the path I was destined to take. A shambles, a fiasco and a sham. There we go, we've got some glitter on the mouth. So we've got a little bit of sparkle in our lives. I'm not sure that this is where his nostrils go. One of them is at a bit more of an angle than the other, but sisters, not twin. Like eyeliner, like eyebrows, like boobs. I think that's complete. Could not look more like Voldemort.
Strike a pose.
Oh, when I smile, it's so disturbing.
Red one. Let's go to the beach, each, let's go get a wave. They say what they gonna say. Have a drink, clink, found a Bud Light. Bet like me, it's hard to come by. The Patron, let's go get it down. The sound, yes, I'm in the zone. Is it 2, 3? Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all of my money and don't get I'm on the floor, I love to dance.
Yeah, I really don't know how to wrap this up.
Chugga, chugga, big red car.